Here is your weekly gold, silver and platinum price update and analysis brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. My name's Joe. Here we're looking at gold, then we'll do silver, then we'll do platinum. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite metal. Gold here on the weekly time frame. We're using the tradingview.com website, priced in US dollars 1,930. As of right now. Last week when we did the analysis, we were looking at $1,950. We have been talking about this little area here of 1,935 that preferably we wanted to see as the first level of support. Let's pop on the indicators. So what we're using here, of course, just very simple stuff. Downtrend lines, support and resistance lines, sort of ranging areas. We also have the 200-day moving average there as well. What we saw in the last week, and we'll pop it onto the daily time frame very quickly. As of right now, again, a lot of areas of confluence there. You can see this downtrend line, of course, going back to March of last year, all the way through down to here. This was February, the lower high right there. It looked like it was possibly going lower, but then we did find support right here at a previous resistance point, and so we had a big bounce up. Now the positive was that we broke out of this downtrend line and we had a small retest on the daily time frame. Then we made a new all-time high, 2,080 US dollars, and then we were saying back then, look, quite likely that you might see another retest of this downtrend line. It happens more often than not, so we did see that test of that general area. Did break below roughly, but a quick move back. Now we went up here to this purple range right here, this rectangular box of between 1960 and 2,000 US dollars, range there for a little bit, and we have been seeing a bit of a downwards movement in the last number of days and couple of weeks. So 1,935 broken through, but so far, and I'll say so far, we have held this level of the $1,900 level. I would expect if we do come down further from here, that's the big level of support right there. Again, butting up against the 200-day moving average, this downtrend line as well, the top of this purple box as well. So all centers around that 1,900 US dollar mark. Let's have a look on we'll look at relative strength index on the daily time frame. Look, you can see that it is trending down, so that at least on the daily time frame, it gives pause to think that we may be coming close to this 1900 area. Let's take a look on the weekly time frame. And what you'll notice right here as well on the relative strength index, we had this top going into close to overbought territory. We've been talking about last week and a few weeks, this halfway point right here of the 50 level, if you can see that right there, that has remained support so far. We had a failed attempt to break up further in the relative strength index and back down, has remained as support, but looks like we're knocking on that door. So this hold. We've been talking about as well, and I'd like to get your opinion on this and pop a comment below. And I wasn't sure about it, and I don't think it is, but I did show you this setup right here of the shoulder and the head and the shoulder. Now a head and shoulders pattern is where you have this kind of thing right here, and then potentially if it breaks, then it heads down further. However, I was unsure whether you could call this a clear head and shoulders pattern. I believe most of the time you need to see the price come down further to the neckline before it has the bounce to make the right hand shoulder. So I'm not sure that it's a traditional head and shoulders pattern, but I'm just keeping that in the back of my mind. But really, all depends on what it does here if it gets down to this 1900 level. So short answer is 1900 is the clear line in the sand for me. Breaking down further from there, well, we head down underneath this downtrend line, and then we're heading down to potentially, well, you've got that little area right here of 1880, but more than likely to be taken out, and then we'd be heading back down to the sort of 1810 kind of area, and particularly if it breaks under and holds under the 200-day moving average, not looking great for gold. Again, remains to be seen, but so far we are holding above the 1900 level. Really have to do that. Won't talk about the prices moving higher for now. If you're new to the channel, what I get you to do is just pause the video, and then you can see here the horizontal blue lines that I have drawn in. They are the next resistance points. And of course, I have this level right here, which is the top of this very long-term, very long-term uptrend line right here, going all the way back to 2011 with the peak right here. So that would get the price if we're going onwards and upwards from here. Next little area of resistance would be somewhere between your 2130 to 2140 level I've been talking about. But that remains to be seen. Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you bullish or bearish on gold in the next few weeks at least? Do you think this $1,900 support level will hold? Or does it not matter to you, which is probably the best way to go? Dollar cost averaging every paycheck, etc. Just put a little bit in gold and silver and any of your other favorite assets. Pop a comment below. What are some of your other non-precious metal favorite assets? We'd love to hear from you about that too. That is gold. Take a quick look at silver. Hasn't done well in the last week, and in fact it has underperformed against gold. So if we take a look at the gold to silver ratio, you're going to see that this is going up, meaning gold is outperforming silver. So a big move from 78 all the way to 84. So gold, I would outperforming silver, or should I say it's just going down less quickly than silver is, because both the precious metals are going down. But if you're trading the gold to silver ratio, or you of course want to take a look at this. So that's gold to silver ratio. But back to silver. Last week we were, let's take a look. I think we were over $25 US last week. No, we weren't. Let's see, where were we? No, $24.30. The previous week we were over $25, but $24.30 just last week. And in the last few days, again, pop it onto the daily. Yep, very clear move. So there is that 24.30 area. That's right, we were in this general range which I had been speaking out of, between 24 to 24.50. I was suggesting that 24 absolutely needed to hold, and if we didn't, we'd be coming down to this area right here. What happened? A very quick, this became a failed attempt to hold support, so a fast move to the downside. And looking on the daily, what you'll notice is it came down to this area here of just a couple of days ago, down to this big downtrend line. Of course, the symmetrical triangle pattern, which has been playing out for a very long time. So unfortunately, we're back into that area, back into that triangle for now. Last week I've been speaking about, and for a number of weeks, been speaking about the area of 22 to 22.50. I was suggesting if we did break down through the symmetrical triangle pattern, you'd want to see 22.50 hold. I'm still holding to that hold at the moment. On the relative strength index, we have been trending downwards. So eventually we will get into oversold territory, and generally when you do get into oversold, you might spend a little bit of time there, but then it does reverse at some point. But on the daily time frame, we haven't gone all the way back down yet. The last time we were there, where we touched the line, that was in May of this year, so it could quite potentially have a move down, possibly further. Let's take a look on the 4-hourly, because what I did notice just before I started recording was on the 4-hourly, we have definitely gone into oversold territory. So right here, and we've spent a little bit of time in there as well. So I would say if it reverses from here and breaks back above the symmetrical triangle pattern, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'm not definitely saying, oh, we're definitely heading further down for silver and, get ready to back up the truck. Not at all. We're in an area where, again, on the 4-hourly time frame, in oversold territory. And again, on the daily time frame, you do not have to go into this bottom area down here in order to have a reversal and start moving your way up. But again, I'm going to say that looking positive, though, at least on the 4-hourly, because we did go into that oversold territory. It looks like it might be turning the corner on the 4-hourly, which means that would indicate potentially a turn on the daily time frame as well. So I would say, I'm going to say more than a 50% chance. Maybe let's go with that. More than 50% chance that we do hold support here and that we break back out again. Maybe this is just a little fake out before we go back up again. Remains to be seen though. Of course, pop a comment below and let me know your thoughts, but that is the line in the sand right there. So have a look on the weekly though. Let's take a look at the weekly RSI. And you can see on the RSI here, we're sort of in no man's land. You're in that halfway point. What I would note is we came in from oversold here. This is when we had the peak up to infamous $26 level. You know what I'm talking about. The newbies, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch previous analysis videos. I talk a lot about the $26 level. Clear level of resistance, double top there. And we've come down to this little bit under halfway point on the RSI. It looks like we are trending down potentially, but we've got this little support level right here, at least on the weekly time frame. And you have a look at that. That's right there at around about 42. So I would say if we bounce off here, and then that's looking good, but if we break down through there, not looking good for silver, and we'd be heading down to, look, let's play the what if game. If we do not hold 2250 and we come back down here, the next big level, I'm going to say right here, I'll pop it in here at around $21.30 to $21.40. Pop that in. You can see that it coincides with this level of support and also these little levels of resistance around about that general area. So you may see that area as support at 2140, and then breaking 2140, then you're coming down to test the uptrend line of this symmetrical triangle pattern. Gee, you'd want that to hold or all bets are off. For silver in my humble opinion. But again, I'll say more than a 50% chance, maybe a 51% chance that we do see support around your 2250 level, and then we break back up again, because of course I am bullish, and of course Ainslie is bullish in the long term in terms of the precious metals. What do you think? Do you think we are heading down further? Pop a comment below. Head and shoulders, I don't think that's a head and shoulders, but again, like the gold one, I'll just let you know right there. Shoulder, head, yeah, I don't know if it's come down low enough to call that the head of the head and shoulders pattern. Also bear in mind on the weekly time frame, we had this move, which could have been an attempt to make a neckline for a head and shoulders pattern, but then it was a fake out. So I'm going to say head and shoulders invalidated here on the silver price. But again, 2250 need to hold, breaking above. For all the newbies, I just want you to, again, pause the video and look at these levels. You've got 26, going to be a big day when we break up and hold. That needs to break up and hold as support 26, and that's when we say, oh, we're absolutely breaking through. Then we'll smash through 30, 32, and then obviously on to all-time highs, etc. I will remain with my call still on the cards, because look, there certainly have been times where you've had massive runs that have lasted, less guns, and we break up from here. That's easily achievable, in my opinion, 37 to 40. So I will remain with that as the sort of definite sort of top area where you could realistically hit, but I would say no more than $37 to $40. I don't think we're going to hit all-time high territory in silver for this year. That's my humble opinion. If you disagree, post a comment below and give me your reasons why. That is silver. And lastly, poor platinum. Oh man, platinum. We were talking about last week, this area here. Let's have a quick look. Platinum, goodness me. Look, if you're just dollar cost averaging for platinum for the longer term, again, a great play to do. But if you're looking to back up the truck, gee, you might want to wait possibly a little bit longer. Not financial advice, of course, but we're here at 926. We'd come back into the symmetrical triangle pattern. We came back down. We found resistance at the uptrend line right here. We wanted to see $940 hold as support. We saw the 960 resistance here. We didn't hold support 940, and then I was suggesting, well, we're probably heading down to this 900 area. So this was last week. I was making a call, probably heading down further. If we do, we're going to head down to the 900 kind of area. And what did we do? And where are we right now? We're at $903. Okay, so we certainly saw that move. You could certainly see that as an area of support. Let me pop this on the daily. Now what you can see on the daily, I did have drawn in last week this area of support on the relative strength index on the daily time frame, and that has broken. The direction is moving down. So unless this is a double bottom, which it could potentially be, if it's not, then we are heading absolutely down to the $850 area. If we break 850, we are probably going to sail through 820, and we're probably going to sail through all of these and probably head down to 750 at this stage. But I would suggest we really need to hold that $900. It has held as support so far. We are getting towards oversold on the daily time frame, so bouncing from here and moving up, that's actually wouldn't be surprising at all. So you could very, not surprisingly see a big move from here, and that could be a double bottom. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Other commentators around on the internet also not too positive on platinum, but look, we have to remain unbiased a little bit. Has yet to break that 900 area. If we break below 900 and close for the week, we're Wednesday right now, if we close the end of the week under 900, then we are absolutely heading down to the $850 level, and that would be a big area of support. You can see it right here. Area of resistance, area of support, so $850 US. And so far on the weekly time frame, we have held this support of the relative strength index, but it is moving down. So, but again, if we do see a double bottom here at around 900, it's not crazy. $850 level of support. I'm not going to worry about higher targets for now. I'll just look at resistance points. So if we do break up from here, if the 900 is a double bottom, probably not, but if it is, let's take a look at the resistance levels. Clearly the next one, it's right here at that rectangular purple box of between 940 to 960 US dollars. We have to break above there and hold it as support, and moving higher from there, well, you're talking about this area around about here of your $990 area would be a level of resistance. So it butts up against this uptrend line of the big symmetrical triangle pattern. For those new to my technical analyses, little price analyses, you have this symmetrical triangle playing out right here. Got to break above there and hold as support, but I think that's a while away now. Bias is to the downside, but happy to be wrong because I do own some platinum, and of course I dollar cost average when I can in terms of all the precious metals and crypto as well. Of course, we've been in crypto since 2017. Head up to ainsleycrypto.com.au because we can facilitate all the crypto purchases, and of course ainsleyBullion.com.au for all your bars and coins of the bullion variety at great prices. So that is gold, silver, and platinum for this week. I'll give you another analysis next week, of course. Head over to the YouTube channel, of course, for all the amazing stuff we do. We have a special coming again this Thursday, of course, our insights videos. And because of the brand new website, we're doing a series of how-tos. So how to sign up for an account, how to verify your identification if you need to. Most of you probably do. And so look out for those how-to videos as well coming onto the Ainslie Bullion YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ainslie Bullion. Of course, I want you to balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care, and we'll see you next time.